everyone, my name is Katie, and for those who do not know me, I'm one of Maddie's best friends since high school and maid of honors. About 11 years ago, I'm already gonna cry. I received a phone call on my 16th birthday. It was from a mutual friend of ours. Give me a second, I'll be okay. I'm a Cancer, I cry a lot. Okay, I'm good. It was from a mutual friend of ours, and it was the usual happy birthday, let's hang out later, etc. After the small talk, this mutual friend says, Maddie wants to say hi. Though I had learned of Maddie, I had never spoken to her, I had never met her. But on the other line, I heard the sweetest, warmest little, happy birthday, Katie. You know what, a Maddie voice? And from that moment on, I knew I had to be friends with this girl. A maid of honor speech is a big deal, and I have been writing and rewriting this in my head for a long time. However, writing my words down was a lot harder than I anticipated. I have a million stories and memories to share, but they all sound very cliche or locked away for eternity, because Maddie would kill me if I shared them with you guys. I am, however, going to tell you some of my favorite things about Maddie. You are caring, patient, kind, stronger than anyone I know. You always have the right thing to say. You're supportive, honest, and let me raid your closet anytime I need to, because you have a really great sense of style. They say you are who you surround yourself with, and if I could be half of what Maddie is, I would be a really great person. Now, when Maddie met Brett, Tay and I heard a lot about him. We found out that he was handsome, he treated her right, and made her laugh. However, I feel like she pushed off introducing us, because when the three of us get together, it can be a lot. We're also very protective. Hold on 1 second. But Brett, with you, it was easy. You did not once make us question the love you have for our girl. You never shied away from a dance party. You welcomed us with open arms and accepted us for who we are individually and as a group. Brett, you are patient, you are kind, and you are what I always wished for my best friend. And knowing Maddie's mom, she would have been obsessed with you. She is here with us tonight, and the love you two have for each other. Brett, thank you for loving her as much as we do. I like to say there are friends and there's family, but there are also friends who become family. And you two are my family. I love you both so much. Now, cheers to Maddie and Brett. May for better or worse be far better than worse.
I am really not a crier, and halfway through this day, I just started sobbing, and I didn't think I was gonna cry, but we'll see. All right, hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Taylor, one of Maddie's best friends since high school. One of the first times I hung out with Maddie, she invited me to a Hawaiian-themed party, and we all dressed up. We wore leis, and when I got there, she handed me a coconut cup, and she had a pineapple cup. And if you know Maddie, that is just so her. And that was one of the first nights I hung out with both Maddie and Katie, and our best friend trio was born, which we now call the Margarita Mamas. I'd say we're all a little bit different in personalities, but Maddie, she's truly a shining light in this world. She's one of the most caring, thoughtful, kind, and loving humans I've ever met. She's beautiful, she's strong, and one of the things I admire most about her is that she navigates life with grace and resilience. I thought about the many memories I could talk about up here. We've shared so many amazing experiences together, and we've also shared some bad ones, as any best friend group would. And the one little tidbit I'm gonna say is just such a funny night when Katie lost Maddie's wallet and keys. And we thought we were homeless for the night. And Mr. Peterson, you were gonna be there to rescue us. But after a short 7 minutes, we found them, and the night was fine. But I have so many memories. Honestly, they only get better and better as Brett came into her life, and we got to experience a whole new side of Maddie with Brett. When we first heard Maddie met someone at MSU, we were so excited. As best friends, we of course planned to ask him tons of questions, get his background, and make sure he was good for Maddie, which we did all of that, but really the question was, could he handle the margarita mamas? But no, it was clear how much he loved Maddie when we first met him. He was so caring, a complete gentleman, and once you cracked his shell, he was really funny. Because we don't live so close to Maddie, we see each other every few months, and watching their love grow with each visit has been one of the most exciting and comforting things. Knowing that Maddie will be taken care of and genuinely enjoy life with her person. And Brett, we love you so much. I can't express how much love I have for these two, and I wish them a happy and beautiful marriage. So, cheers to the bronze. Love you.
Brett and I have a very unique relationship. We have been best friends since birth. Brett and I were born 8 months apart, and that 8-month span is the longest time that we've spent without each other. Growing up, we did all the same things together. We went to school together. We played sports together. We come from the same extended family that's very close, so every holiday we spent together. I'd see him for Thanksgiving, and then the next Monday at school, I'd see him again. It wasn't until college that we actually spent some time apart. Brett went to Central his first year, and I went to Michigan State, and that lasted a year. And then Brett transferred to Michigan State, and we lived together for 3 more years. But after college, as we hit adulthood, things kind of slowed down because so many things take your time and attention. Brett and I found partners at about the same time. We fell in love with loving, caring, supportive people, and it was awesome to watch him and Maddie's relationship grow and to have my relationship grow along with it with my wife. After college, after graduating, Brett bought a house in Saline. Brett and Maddie bought a house in Saline. And I never had plans to live anywhere else necessarily, but it wasn't until they bought a house that I knew I was going to end up in Saline. You know, if that's where he bought a house, that's where I was going to buy a house. So my wife and I start the house hunting process, and we looked at one house. We toured, we talked to the seller, we looked at all the things that were good and bad about the house, and then we talked to each other and we said, you know, this is a big decision, we need to talk about it. It took my wife and I 28 steps to make that decision to buy that house, because it's 28 steps from the front porch of that house to the front porch of Brett's house. My wife and I have a system we use when we make decisions, big decisions. We'll rank something on a scale of 0 to 10 or 0 to 100, and we'll set an average. And if our scores have an average above a threshold, we'll make that decision. So after we toured the house, we're next door standing in Brett's driveway, and I said, Sammy, what do you think? You know, what's your score? 0 to 100, what do you think? She goes, I'd probably give it a 75. She said, bedrooms are kind of small, you know, the roof needs to be fixed, but it's a good starter house. And she said, anything over 75, we'll buy that house. She goes, what do you think? And I said, 97. Thank you. Shortly afterwards, Sam said, I know how important it would be for you to live next door to Brett because I remember what happened in 4th grade. In 4th grade, Brett and I had the same class, and we had a writing assignment, and the prompt for the writing assignment was to describe the house you wanted to live in when you grew up. Brett and I had probably talked about it beforehand, but we didn't talk about it while we were doing the assignment. We turned them in separately, we got them back, and it wasn't until we got home and we were talking about it with our parents that we realized that Brett and I wrote the same thing. When we were in 4th grade, we didn't really do the assignment, we just wrote that we wanted to live next door to each other when we grew up. So now I'm 27 years old and I live next door to my best friend, just like I wanted to when I was in 4th grade. reason I share that is I know Brett better than anybody. I've spent my entire life with him, and I know everything there is to know about Brett. Brett, you are the most selfless and supportive person I know. Yep. But it's not your kindness that's going to make you a great husband, it's your loyalty. As your best friend, I can say with absolute confidence that at no point in my life have I ever felt like you weren't on my team. When you care about something, you stick with it, you support it, and you're unwavering in your honesty. You don't hide from hardships, you don't bail when things get difficult. You have and always will be committed to the things that you love, and I know that Maddie is the one above all else. Maddie, you are the most eclectic soul that I've ever met. And I can't think of anybody better equipped to be your partner than Brett. So, I would like to raise a toast, raise a glass. I wish you many, many years of happiness, but when things get tough, I want you to reflect on this moment, enjoy it, soak it up, and remember that there's no plan that's been laid out in the universe that doesn't involve the two of you ending up together. Cheers.
Let's give it up for Eric.